I do hope you're doing well. You're probably thinking, this looks very different for a sit down with Shan. You're not in pyjamas. I'm actually in a big oversized hoodie and gym leggings, which actually you would have already seen the haul. You'll know where these are from and you'll know that I'm obsessed, okay? But yes, done a little bit of filming, and to say that today has been stressful, my lovelies, I just felt like we needed to have a sit down with Shan episode, and I thought, you know what? We'll keep the slap on. We'll be a little bit more professional. Normally we're like gym jams, hair up, no makeup. But I thought today we'll do a little pizzazz. I would love to say that this is pink gin, but it's actually apple and watermelon J2O spritz. I'm still trying to be good with my alcohol. So basically like a placebo effect. I can think I'm having a lovely pink gin, but absolutely not. So my lovelies, I don't quite know how I'm going to title this yet. I think it's going to be Let's Talk the Perfect Relationship, if that exists. I had a very large response for this. If you don't really know what these types of videos are, my lovelies, once a month we have a sit down with Shan. And with this sit down with Shan, we talk about everything and anything. I mean, go and look at the playlist. It'll be down there up above. You know the drill. Sit down with Shan, and there is no limit that is off bars. There is no topic that can be held back. Like, we speak about everything and anything. And I didn't quite know what to do this month. And I just thought, with everything that's been going on in the world and life, why don't we talk about what makes a perfect relationship, whether that exists or how people have managed to conjure up a perfect relationship over the years. And as I say, I have had so many responses, like so many. So I'm very, very excited today. Get comfy. It's going to be a long one. Oh, we need to silence that phone because I don't want any notifications from this today. The phone has been the bugbear of my life, let's just say that. So yes, my lovelies, you know you got to get comfy. Get your drink, whether it will be an alcoholic beverage of choice, a soft drink, a hot drink, whatever you want. And let's get in with this month's Sit Down with Shan, eh? Right, so let's kick off. As I say, I had a good little response for this. I liked it. It made me feel all warm and fuzzy. So the first one I'm going to start with is none other than a very, very close friend of mine. All of these are anonymous. And as I say, if you would like to get involved, go away. Shh. Little notifications there. If you do want to get involved, I always ask on my lifestyle and food Instagram. They're always down in the descriptions box below. Once a month, I will put up a sit down with Shan little story box on my stories. I will tell you what the topic is of that month, and then I will ask for tips, tricks, suggestions, pointers, anything like that, because otherwise it's just going to be me sitting here waffling along talking absolute rubbish. So at least with your input it gives me something else to talk about, eh? And as I say, everything will remain anonymous. Thank you so much to the people that do send in. But I'm going to kick off with a very close friend of mine. They say a perfect relationship is knowing that perfect doesn't exist. Thank you. Thank you for just clarifying that, because I absolutely hate it when people say they have the perfect, because what is perfect? And I'm just like themselves. I don't think perfect exists. They carry on to say, making sure that you both speak to each other always and that you're both being heard. Making sure that you're both 50-50 with everything and are totally equal. Laugh as much as possible, even through the hard times, and work on your relationship every day to make it the best it can be. And most importantly, be each other's best friend. I think they just sum that up in that sentence, didn't they? Apologies if I scratch my eyeballs to death. Hay fever season, which I'm very surprised that I actually managed to get eyelashes on and that they stayed on for about 2.4 hours because it has been very, very hard today. Sneezing, filming, reapplying. Oh, very, very sore. And they're not my usual lashes. Can you tell they're not my 140s? They don't hug my eye like I like them to. Anyway, we're digressing. So many good pointers in there, my lovelies. First off, I love it that they say knowing that perfect doesn't exist. If someone said to me, sum up your perfect life, your perfect relationship, you couldn't, because what is perfect? Perfect is different to everyone else, like that individuality. But perfect, I think, could perfect be achieved? It could be strived to be achieved, but whether it could be achieved, I don't know. I like that you both speak and you're both heard. I think a big misconception in this day and age is relationships can be very one-sided. That isn't how a relationship should be. If you need to say something, you should be able to say something without being shot down, ignored, disregarded. That's not how it works. As they say, it has to be 50-50 both ways. Both of you have to be able to have the ability to speak, and both of you have to have the ability to hear the other person and not just shut them down or hear what you want to hear, you know? That is a very, very important thing. And I think especially in this day and age, it is very hard, because if, say, for example, you do speak up about something, most people will automatically get shut down. It's like, you're nagging, you're doing this. But no, you're trying to be having your voice heard so that you don't have to keep repeating it. But if you're not being heard, you're going to keep repeating it. And then what's the point? What is the point, my lovelies? Making sure everything's 50-50 and you're totally equal. Yes. I do believe as well, I keep saying in this day and age, but compared to older generations, so for example, Mama G and Dada's era, or like Nan and Granddad's era, equality is kind of gone. I think in the olden days, like, it was very much seen, I think, like the men would go out and work and the women would do the house, but that in terms was equal. So the women would look after the house primarily and the men would go out to work. In this day and age, we try to be equal. But I personally feel, don't come for me in the comments. I mean, you can do if you want your opinion. We're all here about giving constructive criticism, but we're not here to be rude on this channel, all right? My personal opinion, I feel in relationships, I would probably say 3/4 of relationships, the woman is put on more than the man. The woman goes to work like the man does, but then the woman is also almost expected to do the housework, kind of like the old-fashioned era, look after the home. But it takes two to tango. If we're both going to work, but you want me to look after the house, the cleaning, the cooking, it's not going to work like that. It needs to be 50-50 and equal. And I think that, I don't know why that mentality is. As I say, like, some of my friends and people in relationships, sometimes I hear the things that they say and I'm just like, why are you allowing yourself that? Like, we are in a day and age where everyone wants equality, and perfectly right so, but you have to take the equality to the equality. You can't have it equality in the terms of we both go to work, but then when it comes to running of the house, that's solely your demeanour. Like, no, that's not how it works. So yeah, I do agree that everything has to be 50-50. Absolutely love that point. And then this one, laugh as much as possible, and most importantly, be each other's best friend. Your partner should be your best friend. If you don't do something and the first person you want to tell is your partner, that's quite sad, I think. And if it's not, I think that's when maybe, again, I'm not a relationship expert. I'm nothing like that. I am just a girl talking from her bedroom and past experiences and life, etc. My whole 27 years of life, getting closer to the 30s now, ain't we, my lovelies? You do have to be your best friend. You have to say if you do something great at work or something rubbish on the road happens, they need to be the first person that you want to call. Like they say, the first person you want to speak to when you wake up and go to bed and everything like that. I think it's good to have the balance, however, to be each other's best friend but still have individuality. It really saddens me when, say for example, two people get together and it's lovely, they're so in love, everything like that, but they slowly merge into one. And then all of a sudden you would say, oh, does so-and-so want to come out? Oh, yeah, but can they come? I've very much, no matter what relationship I've been in like 2 relationships. Like, come on, Shan. Over a decade for 2 relationships. I've always still been my own person. So I think at the beginning it's natural. You're in that honeymoon stage. You are going to be spending all of that time with you and lovey-dovey, everything like that. But you still need to have your time and your space. And I think I've pretty much had that throughout my life growing up. And some people just can't adjust to it. Some people find it weird. Like some of my girls in relationships, they're like, when I was in a relationship, but if you haven't seen each other for like 2-3 days, is that not weird? And I'm like, no. You have to remember as well, relationships, if they've been, say, within the past 2-3 years, if they didn't live together, we've had the big C word, where you couldn't see each other. You couldn't go around and stay around unless you lived with each other. So you kind of almost grew your independence throughout that era, I think. And when it comes to then everything going back hunky-dory, you're kind of setting your own routines. So you do need to have the balance of being each other's best friend but still having your own persons. And when I see a couple that like they are their own persons, I'm like, yes, go that, because it is lovely to see. There is nothing wrong, okay? This is what gets my... I'm going to have a drink because I'm getting very, very vented on this one. Very, very vented. Oh, Lord, what's happening? I get very knocked when people are in a relationship and you'll say, oh, do you want to come out tonight? And they'll look at you and then they look at their partner and they'll say, well, shall I go out tonight? I'm not asking them, I'm asking you. I know there's a thing about respect and everything like that, but come on, you've still got your own mind. If you want to go out, you'll go out. Like, you have to still be your own person. But as I say, we are not all the same, which makes the world so unique. And that is why I love this world. We're all individual people. If we was all the same and we all thought the same, it'd be a very boring world, wouldn't it? But yes, you can be your partner's best friend, but still be your own person. And my lovelies who have sent this in, they're their own people. I absolutely love it. And together they are an absolute dynamic duo. Absolutely fabulous. Right, let's have a look. Someone else says, someone who cares and understands. Again, very 50-50. Someone who can be your emotional support, your emotional crutch when it's a bad day. Someone that you can offload to, but then in return, you have to be able to accept their offload. I feel sometimes, especially through the big C word, if, say, for example, some industries were shut down, some industries were open, in general, I think that time was very detrimental for, I would say, a majority of people's health and mental health. There weren't kind of really like an end to the tunnel. It kind of just seemed like we was in this forever impending doom, but now there is light at the tunnel and life is coming back to normality, hopefully. And it could have got a very dark and negative place. Like, if you've got someone that is, say, still working through and someone who's not, for example, and vice versa, or you could both be at work or you could both be off. If you have a bad day and you offload, obviously it's 50-50. That other person would be receiving that, taking it in, and then trying to comfort you, etc. When the tables turn and it's the reverse, you can't have someone be like, I don't need to hear this, like, stop being so negative. No, 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 hold on. Everyone's views are equal. Everyone's opinions are equal. If you can vent off, you need to allow someone to vent to you. Because I've noticed, I think just through life in general, I am very much a person that will take on other people's troubles. Like, I like to help anyone. If someone is struggling or having a down day, I make it like my aim to try and cheer them up. But then sometimes when you're in a down place yourself, you still want to help each other and help people, but you have to put yourself first. And sometimes that's selfish and you just have to say, like, I'm sorry, like, I can't deal with this right now. But you can't just, it's a way I think of, it depends like the relationship you have with people. You can't just say, no, sorry, I'm going through my own shizzle. Like, no, you have to kind of break it down. And then when you're feeling in a better place, go back to them and say, sorry, like, I couldn't talk when I was in that state of mind. I'm feeling a bit better now. Is there anything you'd like to discuss? And I think that helps a lot. Communication is key. Not just in relationships, in life in general. I think it's just key for everything. If you don't speak, there's just shutdowns. I mean, no one's mind readers, are they? I mean, you could be a mind reader if you are. I'm very jealous. But yeah, care and understanding is very, very much needed. Another one of my lovelies. They say being able to be friends. Friendship is top. They say, I think, is it supposed to be like your lover, your friend, your soulmate? Like the three main things they should be. If you find all three in one, then you are lucky. Let's have a look. There's a lot of them, like your best friend who you trust entirely. Trust is a huge thing, isn't it? You have to have trust. Again, not just in, like, say, a physical relationship or a partner relationship. Just trust in general in any relationship, whether that be friendship, work, family, anything. If there is no trust, the demon on the shoulder will start to niggle. And I think once trust is gone, it's so hard to rebuild. Say, for example, friendship groups. You're friends with someone for years and years and years. Something happens or something comes out and it just shatters, because you think, how could they have, say, lied or done that? And once that trust is gone, they could do everything under the sun to try and make it better. But if you feel in your heart of hearts that that trust has gone, I think it takes a miracle to rebuild that trust. For me, if I've lost trust with someone, or I can feel myself losing trust, I try with all of my might to get that trust back. I will try and blindside whatever I'm being told or whatever I'm thinking and feeling, just to purely try and see the good and try and regain that trust. If I cannot regain that trust, it's kind of like game over, because you will always have, I don't know, I'm talking for myself here, but if you don't trust, you will always have that niggle. Whether it be for something silly or something serious, it doesn't matter. You will always have something niggling. And it could be something that you've seen years and years ago, or something you'd heard years and years ago. And years and years down the line have passed and everyone thinks it's hunky-dory. But one little thing or anything could trigger that little niggling. And there it goes again. And that's, I think, when you know the trust, it's not. If there is no trust, there is no relationship. That might seem very harsh, but I feel once trust is broken, it is very hard to rebuild. And as I say, that could be in any form of relationship. Friendship, lover relationship, work relationship, anything like that. Another one of my lovelies, trust, commitment and loyalty. Someone who is your best friend and your rock. Again, we're very much for emotional stability, friendship, talking, caring. That is what partners should be. That's what your relationship should be. You should be able to go to someone, vent, cry, laugh, scream, get hanky-panky to make it up, you know, and everything will be absolutely fine. You can't have someone that you feel is just going to shut you down all the time. Don't, like, feel that you're irrelevant. Don't think that your opinions aren't to be mattered. Like, you are your own person. You have your opinions. Your thoughts are valid. Stand by them. Don't let anyone tell you anything else. Let's have a look. Oh, this is a good one. Very, very weird concept, but I like this. Being able to sit and not have to talk to each other, but you still feel comfortable. There's no awkward silences. How perfect is that? So you could just come down, plop yourself on the sofa, your partner's at the other end, not a word to be spoken. You're sitting there drinking your G&T or your J2O. They're having their pint of beer or a wine, whatever it is. And you're just like, yeah, this is good. Not feeling like, oh, I need to feel that awkward silence. I need to do something. I need to go over there. You're just chilling. Love that. Absolutely love that. And a very good one. Good sense of humour and loyalty. Loyalty. I don't know what it is. I don't think we've got loyalty like the older generations did. I think, personally, the older generations, my nan always used to say, like, you youngsters, like, when I got in my first relationship at 15, my nan was like, what are you doing? Look at that. I was so excited. I had my first proper relationship. What are you doing? When that relationship ended, when I was 22, it was 2 or 3 years after my nan had passed. And my nan was like ill. She had cancer. And we would just have random chats. And we spoke once. And I don't think mum was there. I think it was just me and nan. And she could kind of tell that something wasn't right. Like, my first relationship, I probably stayed in that relationship for 3 to 4 years. 3 to 4 years was when it started to crack. 2 years, 2 years too long. But 3 to 4 years, cracks started to show just before she passed. And she said, like, what's up? And I spoke to her and told her and bits and bobs like that. And she said, your generation need to come off them blooming phones. And I was like, oh, nan. She said, no. She said, in our generation, if there was any gossip or anything, it'd be by someone spreading it around the town. You'd go to that person, confront it, be done. Your generation, it's all online. It's on Facebook. It's on Instagram. It's on Snapchat. It's Twitter. There's nothing private anymore. Like, Everyone's posting everything about their lives, what they've had for dinner, everything like that. I mean, yes, I do post pictures of my food, but you know what I mean. She said, and as soon as something gets tough, your generation don't want to work at it. You're just like, see you later, go on to like your new app or out for a night out, hook up, whatever it is. She said, in their days, you sat there, you had the uncomfortable conversations, you might have thrown a few plates and glasses and smashed a few things, but you got it out in the open. If you realised it couldn't be solved, you'd part ways and it was done and dusted. And she always used to say to me, a very Nana G saying, why be a young man, what was it? Why be a young man's slave when you can be an old man's sweetheart? My nan, till the day she passed, always said to me that women should always go for older men. Now, all I keep seeing online at the minute is women and younger men are the perfect relationship. I don't know. Is that probably because they see you as a mother figure? I have no idea. I have no experience in that. Both of my previous fellas were within 9 months of my age, so we was basically the same age. Yeah. She always used to say that to me. I said to Mum, I said I should have that tattooed on me. And Nana G saying, why be a young man's slave when you can be an old man's sweetheart? And she stuck to that. She absolutely stuck to that. I think both of my granddads, like her first husband who passed away and then my second granddad, I think they was both older than her for a good couple of years. And looking back now, should I have took her advice? I mean, who knows? The world works in very mysterious ways. And what was we even talking about? Oh, loyalty, that's it. And basically loyalty, she said that our generation don't have. And I think if you find loyalty, it's hard. I am a very loyal person, okay? Relationships, friendships, neighbours, anything, I'm very loyal. And if I feel that my loyalty is not being reciprocated, of course that gets you back up. Of course you think, because you're like, well, what's the point? I think it shows a lot as well when, say for example, friendships break down, relationships break down, work relationships and friendships break down, how the people carry themselves. Some people will go on the attack and they will just meh, 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 meh. No need for that. Some will go on like the defense where they just won't say anything and just kind of poodle on by. Some people will use it for time for development. And then some people will just, I don't know, they might just be lost. And I think if you're lost, that's the saddest part. Because you're kind of in limbo. I'm not going to lie, I was probably lost quite a few months ago. I was in limbo, I had no idea what I was doing. But for me, my haven is now the gym. Which if you'd have seen me last year, I'm like, not going gym. The gym is my haven now. I am there twice a week in the mornings before work. And I do 5 to 6 hours on a Saturday. A lot of work. The body's really not probably telling it too much. I can't actually see it that much on myself. But mentally, it's so good. So good. That is my haven. My loyalty now is to the gym. I feel bad if I miss a session because I'm like, because I feel like I'm betraying myself. Like I know by going there, yes, I'm going to hurt. Yes, I'm going to be in pain. But I come out and I feel 10 times better. I feel mentally clearer. It's just clarity, your perspective, everything. Emotionally, you get it all out, whether that be tears, anger, happiness, whatever. Good to go. And sense of humour. Sense of humour. You need to be able to make each other laugh, don't you? You just need to. Otherwise, it's going to be a very boring life. We need to all make each other laugh. And by doing that, I wish I had a gin and tonic in this. We've had a change of position. If you know these videos, you know I'm normally up, down, laying around. We're getting comfy. So, let's move on to the next lot. We've got quite a few more pages. Let's have a look. It's about give and take. You've got to be equal in a relationship. Again, a lot about equality. The next one, equality, sharing the load of work and life troubles. That, I think, again, is very much comes down to, well, work and life troubles. Life isn't getting any easier. I mean, every time you open the newspaper or turn on the news, something is going up. Whether that be national insurance, taxes, price of living, food, petrol. Don't even get me started on petrol. Everything feels like it's take, take, take. And you think, what are you giving? You're just taking and taking. And I feel like that's sucking the life out of this country. I really do. I'm probably going to get a lot of comments on this, but I'm not a politician. I just speak my views. I don't like the government. I think that this country, you are persecuted for working. Some people may not agree, but I personally feel that if you work in this country, you're bottom of the pile. You are bottom of the pile. And that shouldn't be how it is. It really shouldn't. It does get my back up for certain things that I see online or that I read online. And I agree, everyone needs help. But there's no help for the workers. I feel like there's a lot of people who are working 40, 45, 50-hour weeks just to keep their head above water. And they don't get no help. Yet at the end of it, after all of their deductions, their rent, their council tax, the bills, the pensions we have to pay at work, national insurance tax, they can come off sometimes less than people who haven't had that situation. And I do feel it needs to be considered. And I feel like there could be some form of like a revolt coming. I don't know why. I feel like this sense of rebellion, because the general consensus that I get from, say, like my workplace and friends and family, everyone is absolutely sick of it. They say, well, why don't we just jack in our jobs? You'd get more help. You get a better way of life, it seems. Like, why am I going out, busting my back, just to come off worse off? And then not be able to get any help in return. I know people who work 50-hour weeks. When they come home, like their money, it goes for the mortgage, rent, anything like that, bills, all of that. Sometimes they have to go to food banks. And I just think, how? You are working so blooming hard. And yeah, it absolutely aggravates me. And I don't like thinking of it. And trust me, I am the first one. I'm always calling people like, you alright? You want to come round for some food? Are you alright? And they're like, yeah, we're fine. I don't like to see anyone struggling. Whether working or not working, I don't like to see people struggling. But I think the government is very blindsided. There are bigger things in this world that they could be helping with than what they're doing, I think. And there are bigger issues in this country that need to be tackled with first before getting involved in other stuff. That's all I'm going to say. Because this isn't a politics one. And as I say, I'm probably going to narc a few feathers. But it's just my opinion. Don't come for me, alright? Another one. Most important thing. Faithful partner. I don't believe in any of my relationships I've been cheated on. To my knowledge. Things came out after my first relationship. Just kind of hearsay, bits and bobs. Did I personally believe them? At the time, yes. Looking back now, meh. I don't know. My last relationship, I don't believe I was cheated on. I don't think... Actually, I would say that I know I wasn't cheated on. I was very confident in that relationship. And I have never cheated on anyone. If you're in a relationship and there is adultery, we're going to use the proper term here. If there is adultery, I don't know how I could carry on in a relationship. And saying that, there are plenty of relationships where affairs have happened or flings and they've worked through it. And I think that shows great strength of their relationship. The fact that these things can be overcome and they come out the other side. And I think, like, go them. But me personally, if I knew that my partner wasn't faithful, I couldn't. That's when the trust comes through. That's when the niggling comes through. Yeah, I just couldn't. So being faithful is, of course, up there with probably I would say it's the top thing. If you're in a relationship, the first thing you need to do is be faithful and not entertain anyone else. I saw a thing the other day and it says, it was a little like quote on Instagram, but it's like, you know, when it's like 4 or 5 slides and it was like, what do you define as cheating? And there was quite a few and it was like, you don't have to physically touch someone, sleep with someone to be cheating. If you are talking to someone and you sense there's that say, flirtatious, the attraction, if you're deleting messages, if you're hiding who you're with or where you are. These are all little like telltale signs. And for me personally, I think if you're doing something and you know it's wrong, that's your gut telling you shouldn't be doing it. As soon as you start deleting messages or anything like that, or just pure lying, all them little white lies get you found out. Let me tell you that. Men be thinking that they're never gonna know. Trust me, us women are FBI, okay? We are FBI to the nines. If we have an odd feeling, give us 5-10 minutes. We will sort that feeling out. We will know why we're feeling like that. We will find the evidence if there is any. We will confirm why we are feeling like that. Women, we just have like this sixth sense, don't we? We are like born FBI investigators. That's what should be put on our birth certificate. Born FBI agent. Because I'm telling you now, right? Many a nights, me, the girls, if someone has got a niggle and they're like, look, right, I don't feel that this is right. I feel something is not right. Me and the girls, we're like, we'll know everything. If you're looking for a person, a place, anything, we will know that. We will know it to the T. Just give us 5-10 minutes. And you cannot kid a kidder. Alright? So if you have that feeling, and then say, for example, you go back, the person, not just has to be a girl, sometimes men can be quite good at this. I'm just saying in general, women are mainly known to be the better FBI investigators. And women will subliminally drop little hints to see if the guy will pick up. Or partner, whatever your relationship may be. We will drop hints. Oh, so da-da-da, or this place, that person. And we pick up on how you react. And if your partner has started doing that and you're lying to them and thinking, sweet, safe, you are the biggest fool, because we're sitting there, we know that you're lying. We'd rather you be big enough to be like, oh, well, might not like to hear this, love, but da-da, we'd respect you more. Don't be sitting there thinking you're going to kid a kidder, because we've got everything at our fingertips and we're just waiting. People probably think we sound like we're predators. We're not. We're just very intuitive. We listen to our gut. If our gut tells us something's wrong, that's it. Trust me. That's all I've got to say on that. If you are not faithful, or there is any bad sense, bad blood, anything, we'll find it out. Not ashamed about that. Because you know what? If you know, when they're sitting there lying to you, you can hold your head high. You know they're lying out of their boo-boo. You'll be the bigger person. Let's have a look. Another one. A perfect relationship to me is someone who's honest, doesn't lie or deceive you. Again, you need to be truthful. And if you think that you're passing it off, or you're telling a few white lies here and there, oh, that's not going to hurt. Them white lies will catch up with you, because you won't remember what you said. And the first few little white lies will then turn into bigger lies, turn into huge lies. Before you know it, everything's a lie. And the only one who'll come out with egg on their face really is you, because you'll have just ruined any good thing that you could have had. Very, very sad. Let's have a look. My best friend and partner rolled into one. Again, friendship, best friends, got to be like that. I think if someone can accept you the way you are and all your flaws, then they're a keeper. Love that one. Again, you need to have someone who's like a best friend. I always think, right, a partner in life should be your best friend, your person in your corner. They should be your therapist. They should be your clan. They should be your fighter. They should be your lover. Did I say best friend? They should be everything. They should be everything. And I like that one, because they say, like, if you see all your flaws. So everyone has flaws. Everyone has insecurities. But if that person can love you for all of those, when you're sitting there thinking, oh, I don't like this about me, I don't like that, and they're like, shut up. Just shut up. They don't see them. So to you, your insecurities are nothing to them. They see them probably as your strengths, where you see the weaknesses. And to find someone who will accept you, flaws and all. What was the saying? Is it like warts and all? No warts on me. But like, you know, the saying is like, if someone can accept you, your flaws, your warts, everything like that, that is a keeper. Because I'm not being funny, no one's perfect. So if we're not perfect, how can we expect a perfect life, a perfect relationship? Because perfect, I go back to the first comment, perfect does not exist. Perfection is different in everyone's eyes, everyone's lives, and we strive for perfection. Will we ever achieve it? Who knows? I don't know many people out there who can say, I've gone for something for like perfection, I've strived for it and I've got it. If you have, fabulous, pat on the back to you, well done. But I think a lot of us, we're always striving for perfection. Just like a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further. And before you know it, perfection, we're still going. Got a few more here. Well, actually, we've got quite a lot. This video is quite long. Let's try and wrap this up. Trust and compromise. Again, compromise, I think, is a good one. It would be boring if there were no differences, I think, in a relationship. But within those differences, you have to find a way to compromise. You can't expect someone to live, say, a life where it is all the other person. So say, for example, that person wants you to stay in all day. Fine, you stay in all day. And then the next time you're like, oh, actually, I want to go out. And they're like, no. There's no compromise. It's give and take. You want me to do that for you? Then in return, we'll do my day. Or something like that. Compromise, I think, can cause quite a lot of arguments in relationships. Because you would see it as a compromise. But maybe the person may not. They may see it as, oh, I've got to do what you want. They won't see that you stayed in all those times with them. You've not gone out or done things with other people or whatever. But when you want to do something, it's not a compromise. It's, I don't want to do that, point blank. But if the roles were reversed, you would never be like that with someone. I am very much a give and take. Like, I'm all for doing what someone else wants to do, but then, like, just remember if I want to do something. So, to be honest, though, I'm in the mindset now that if I ask someone, oh, do you want to do this or do you want to go out? And they say, nah, or, oh, maybe next week. I'll just go and do it myself. Or I'll drag Mama G along with me. Honestly, she says she's never had such a great social life lately. She's loving it. We're out nearly every month in London, whether it be a show or a meal, doing things after work, even if it's like just going for a walk. I'm obviously doing my editing and my gym. She does her own little things. You have to give and take. So say, for example, she says one day, oh, actually, no, Shan, can you not go to the gym today? Can you help me with all of the house? Fair enough. The other week you would have seen, well, you wouldn't have seen, you would have heard when we done the joint birthday meal for mine and Dada's birthday. Went to the meal. I didn't want to go to that meal, okay? I wanted to go to the Hungry Donkey in Aldgate East for my Greek food, which me and Mum were going to go to for her birthday. I compromised and went to that because that was what Dada wanted. And then when we come back, I was like, I just want to chill. Mum said, can you help me move the furniture out the front of the house? I was like, so I done that. And then Mum come in and said, oh, could you do that? And I was like, hold on. I was like, I've done everything what everyone else wanted. Now, I would just like to sit here, mellow in myself, watch my Netflix, and could you put me a pizza in the oven? Yeah. It's give and take. It's give and take, no matter that be a relationship with your parents, your partner, your friendship, everything. Compromise, give and take. I think they're just basic people skills. They're basic life lessons. And I think if that can't be grasped in a relationship, that like, well, if I want you to do what I like, then I've got to be like expected to do something that you like. If they can't get their head around that, what are you doing? What are you actually doing? You can't expect someone to always be there for you. And then when they want something, you're just like, nah. And then when they go off and do it on their own, they moan. Well, life is too short, okay, to be worrying about doing things on your own and, oh, what will they say? Pfft, just go and do it, my lovelies. A perfect relationship is built out of trust and support of each other's dreams. We're going into the stars now. We're talking about dreams. Who has dreams in their relationships and have achieved any? Whether that be getting your own home, whether that be having a partner, having a family, anything. Dreams within relationships, I think, are like aspirations, goals. You've got to have dreams, haven't you? Whether that be like getting a house, getting a dog, having a child, going travelling. That's my dream, just to travel. And I feel, because of the age I am at the ripe old age of 27 now. I know. My dreams and aspirations are a lot different to 27-year-olds my age. Obviously, they're your age because they're 27, Shan. A lot of people's dreams and aspirations are owning a home, or if they're with their partner, getting a pet, having kids, da-da-da-da. I think where we missed 2 years through the big C word, life, it didn't stop. It did, but we still aged. We still lost those years. So for me personally, I feel like I'm 2 years behind. I'm 2 years behind on my travelling. I'm 2 years behind on my career. I'm 2 years behind places I wanted to go, things I wanted to do. So I want to start making them up and doing them things. And it is hard. I think for anyone to say that the big C word didn't affect them, if it didn't, you're hella strong. Personally, as I say, for a lot of people, I think it did. And no one should ever shoot down your dreams. Your dreams are your dreams. And I'm very, I want to say I'm protective of my dreams, but I'm very selective of who I speak about them with. Like, I have dreams, I have aspirations, I have goals. But some of them I still keep private. Like, some not even mum knows. Like, they're purely just mine. No one in this world knows some of my dreams or aspirations apart from me. Because they will be things that I want to achieve for myself. And when I do, I can give myself a pat on the back. And I know mentally, you've done that. You've done that, girl. I have had a few comments and a few messages the past couple of months of, why are you travelling alone? Why are you doing this on your own? Shouldn't you be doing that? Trust me, my DMs at the moment, also my DMs on Instagram, apologies if you sit in there, it does take me about a week to reply. I'm not going to lie. I normally have one day on the weekend where I just reply to everyone because my inbox does get quite filled up. I'm not going to lie. I love speaking with you all, but sometimes throughout the week I just don't have the time. So normally on the weekend is the days when I like reply back to everyone. Kind of like have an admin day. And I will always respond to you. I'll never just ignore you. And when I get those comments, I just politely say, each to their own. Some people might dream of having 4 kids. I don't. I dream of travelling the whole of the Caribbean. Who's to say that your dream is more valid than mine? No one. Everyone's dreams and aspirations are personal to them. And I think no one should judge them. And your partner has to accept them. You should have your dreams together, but you still have your own dreams and aspirations in life. Because we've always got ourselves, eh? Let's have a look. Let's go on the last 2, what we're going to do for our last couple, because this video is very, very long. I always look for loyalty and kindness in a partner. Also, compassion goes a long way. Again, loyalty, kindness, compassion, trust, all of that jazz. And then this is, I thought was a good one. Understanding each other's love language, whether it be verbal, physical, or intellectual. You know when people say, like, we have a love language, and people are like, pfft. They normally just think it means in between the bed sheets. I think a true love language is when you can sit in a room, like what that other comment was, where you can sit at, say, the end of the sofa, not say anything, but you're comfortable. You could walk into a room, not say anything, but you could tell by an expression of a face how that partner is feeling. And mentally, intellectually, I like that intellectually. Finding someone on like an intellectual level with you. Oh, that's nice. But yeah, there has to be, it's not all about the physicalness. It is the emotional support. It is those times when you don't need to say anything and nothing needs to be said, but a simple hug or a gesture or a cuddle or anything like that. I feel personally that if, say, for example, you're reaching out and you're doing everything you can to reach out and it is completely getting blindsided, you have to take that step back for yourself. You can't allow yourself to keep being kind of like in a loop. If you're verbally telling someone or something what's going on and it's just not being reciprocated, either with a response or response that you would like to receive or response that you think you should receive, I think you have to take those signs as you have to do what's best for you. Of course you have to do what's best for you. This is your life. You have one life, my lovelies. Honestly, my death anxiety this month, past few months, has been really bad. That's why I think I've been focusing on the gym, because when I'm in the gym, nothing registers in my brain. But when like you're at home and you're on your own and you be lying in bed on your own, my death anxiety really kicks in, because my biggest fear in life is death and dying and being alone. But you can't let your fear, say for example my fear of being alone, you can't let that overrun your life. Sometimes you have to be alone and you just have to deal with it and put up and shut up and make the most out of a crappy situation. And yeah, it was shizzle, innit? But we'll just we'll end on that one, eh? So my lovelies, I think we're going to conclude our sit down with Shan this month there. I think we got through quite a lot, and I had a good old rabbit, didn't I? Had a good old rabbit on, as I always do. Yes, thank you so much to everyone who did send anything in. Love it. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated, because otherwise, as I say, it'd just be me sitting here waffling absolute rubbish the whole time, eh? But yes, next month, I don't quite know what next month's topic is. I'm going to start planning them out again. I normally go month to month. I'll have an idea of what I want to do, but then I'll see how I've been feeling that month, and I try and like make it quite current to that month's feelings or that month's actions, and just have a little bit of a chit chat. I love these videos. Sit down, normally hair up, no makeup. As I say, I just thought a little pizzazz. We'll try and jazz ourselves up, eh? And yeah, if you have got any suggestions of any topics that you'd like me to cover, just leave them down in the comments box below. And as I say, if you want to see any more of these, head over to the Sit Down with Shan playlist. We've gone through everything from like relationships, sexy time, mental health, the C word. We've gone through it all. I have, however, decided that the month of October, our Sit Down with Shan is going to be abroad. You're going to have me in the Dominican Republic. I'm trying to plan my content for when I'm away, because I want to get so much done when I'm out there. I want to do get ready with me's. I want to do say it or shot it. I want you to send me in your assumptions again. I want you to send me your confessions. I want to do it all. I have, however, I don't know if this is going to be a good video choice. Kind of a little bit adrift. I want to try every cocktail on the bar menu one day. I think that could be very disastrous, which will probably just end up with me in my room having room service, because I probably would be in no fit state to leave the room. But I just want to make it fun, you know, like I know my regulars, if you're new here, you're probably thinking, girl, just put a pipe in it. But if you're my regular, you all know traveling is my thing, and now we can finally do it, and now I finally have somewhere booked. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so excited. I did have a bit of a meltdown though, I'm not gonna lie. Can't remember if it was in a vlog or the fitness vlog that's coming up. One of my ladies at work, she come back from Turkey the other week, and she said when we was there, they asked for our vaccination status, and I was like, hold on a minute. You was going to a country where there is no vaccination requirements. Why was you asked? She was like, I don't know. That got me really panicky, because I'm dreading that I'm going to be that person that gets to the airport, and because I'm not vaccinated, they're going to say, yeah, sorry, you can't board the plane. I tried calling my TUI store. They had no idea. I tried to contact them on Twitter. No idea. And then I got a response back on Twitter, and they was like, oh, no, sorry, no one. Because I was like, oh my God, are you not going to let me board the plane? They said, no, no one is denied boarding as long as you meet the requirements of the place you're traveling to. So I was like, phew. I think I might get a test to fly out just to be on the safe side. I mean, Dominican, you don't have to have any vaccination or tests or anything to get out. I'm just really worried now that I'm going to get to the airport and be turned away. Can you imagine that? Can you? Actually, no, don't imagine that. Touch wood, we're all good. No delays, no problems. Yeah, but I've been planning the content, and oh my God, my lovelies. There's going to be so many Dominican vlogs. You've got to think, right, you're having 2 weeks with me. A day's vlog with me and Mama G can be an hour. An Easter vlog was 3 hours. We had to split into 3 videos. You're having 2 whole weeks. And there's going to be some days that I just want 1 whole video dedicated. So if I go on a boat trip, I just want a day at sea. Oh my God, my lovelies, I'm so excited. I am actually so excited. And if you're excited and there's any videos you want me to do out there, please let me know. Obviously, I would love to do my monthly favourites. I can't be taking all of my stuff out to Dominican with me, so I was trying to think of things like sit down with Shan I could do, say it or shot it I could do, reading your confessions like what I done at the log cabin. You sent me in your confessions and oh, they were juicy. Answering your assumptions, anything like that I would love to do abroad. Whether that be in my room, whether that be on my balcony, at the bar, who knows. I'm just so excited, and that is my beeline I'm looking for now. I mean, I've even started looking at holidays for next year. Who is she? I've started looking at log cabins for next year, city breaks for next year, summer holidays for next year, Caribbean holidays. Mum's like, oh my God, you're never going to be here. I was like, Mum, life is for living. She don't care. She said, spend all your savings. You'll be here longer with me. That's what she wants. She wants me here with her longer. She never wants me to move out. Because when I do move out, that's when the big girl shoes come on. I have to properly adult. I'm not ready for that. I'm absolutely not ready for that. I just want to live life. Live life, travel, have fun. Do it with someone, do it without someone. I'll be doing it on my own, however it works out. But yeah. Oh, what is going on with this now? Stardust having a meltdown. Yes, so if you did enjoy this video, guys, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe down below. And as I say, any topics that you'd like me to consider, leave them down in the descriptions box below. And as I say, thank you so much to everyone who did send it in. And if you want to get involved in next month's Sit Down with Shan, just keep an eye out on the lifestyle and the food Instagram, which again are down in your descriptions box. All right, take care, stay safe as always, my lovelies, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.